All right, let's look at this essay next. It says here, you can read the prompt with me. It says, people now have the freedom to work and live anywhere in the world due to the development of communication technology and transportation. Do the advantages of this development outweigh the disadvantages? Okay, so this is a really interesting one in terms of essay prompt type. We have advantages and disadvantages, but we also need an opinion to be expressed clearly. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to look through the grammar and try to fix any mistakes with grammar and vocabulary. I'll speed up the video here so that you guys don't have to kind of wait with me while I do that. Okay, well, let's see. So grammar check complete. A little bit more red colored text than we would like. One thing that I like to look for is the number or the ratio of perfect sentences to imperfect sentences. And here I think there's really only one sentence that does not have some kind of problem with it. Okay, so I think you're really focusing a lot on using a little more advanced grammar and some complex vocabulary. I would suggest really trying to focus on writing perfectly. Okay, so you know, it's hard to show off advanced usage unless the sentence is correct. Okay, so the examiners are really going to notice these incorrect sentences and use of vocabulary. It's going to be hard for you to get the kind of scores that you're looking for without improving your accuracy. Okay, but let me go ahead and turn off the, you can just see the kind of corrected version. And let's just look through and see if we can evaluate the task achievement and the cohesion and coherence here. So let's start with the introduction. The most obvious effect of enhanced communication state-of-the-art infrastructure is globalization, negative effects. Okay, not bad here. It's really not necessary to give a summary of your ideas in the introduction. Okay, probably just remove this sentence completely, and this introduction would still be fine. Yeah, you know, again, follow the lessons in the video course. Okay, so all that is available You can watch it anytime if you need to refresh your memory, but according to the strategies that I put in that video course, there's really no reason for your introduction to be longer than 3 sentences. Okay, so if you've got an introduction with 4 sentences, there's something extra in there that you don't need. Okay, 2 or 3 sentences. Again, go back and watch that video. And anybody watching this YouTube video, go ahead and check it out at IELTSforyou.net. Totally free Task 2 strategy course. But let's move into the body paragraph. To be sure, people living in developing countries are rather negatively affected by modern communication and the construction of new roads. Not sure, the construction of new roads, I know that's your way of talking about the development of transportation. I'm not sure if it's new roads that's the issue here, but I also don't think either of these two issues is related to the construction of new roads. So it's a little bit strange there. So firstly, multinational companies seldom hire local people for key positions. Instead, they hire managers from foreign countries who manage the office remotely, which is more cost effective. This is interesting. So I like this idea. Notice I fixed the grammar here. This was one of the problems you had with the overall sentence construction. So notice you've got a full idea here, and then another full idea here. Make sure that you're either using a semicolon or a period, or you're using a conjunction to connect them. In this case, both ideas are fairly long already, so I just put a semicolon with this adverb here. Secondly, foreign expats earn high salaries in the host country and spend that money in their home country, which creates an imbalance between government expenditure and earning. In this way, the host country will gradually struggle to create new jobs. This was the only part that I didn't quite see the logical connection. I don't know. I'm trying to kind of work that out logically. Not sure why that becomes an issue with creating new jobs. That's the only part that I'm not quite catching. But I like this idea overall, though. Both of these are interesting in the way that they negatively affect developing countries. I like that. And really clear topic sentence apart from the construction of new roads. So on the contrary, I strongly believe that technological advancement have benefited people positively. The internet. I'm gonna change this actually in the end. I'm gonna say on the other hand. Yes, I don't think you're using on the contrary correctly. So I think every time that you're using on the contrary, I think you should be using on the other hand. Okay. On the other hand is a way to switch from looking at one side to looking at the other side. On the contrary, let me give you an example. I don't think that globalization has had a negative influence. On the contrary, I think it has had a positive influence. So I don't think it has had a negative influence. On the contrary, I think it has had a positive influence. You see, it's not a way of looking at both sides. It's just kind of a way of shifting or almost emphasizing how much you disagree with the first statement. Okay, so we don't really use it much in Task 2. It's not easy to find the place to use that. So on the other hand is better. The internet has made the world a global village, opening doors of opportunity for skilled individuals. Good. I like this. In addition to this, the seamless transportation network has certainly benefited people living in the countryside, as it is easier for them to travel back and forth to trade domestic products in metropolitan cities. So I like this. This is actually related to improvements to transportation. So, yeah. That's good. I like this. The idea that I probably would have used here is that people can live outside the city and commute to and from work, which may give them a better quality of life overall. Life in the city can be a bit stressful, especially for children. I'm not sure if kind of the urban lifestyle is really healthy for children sometimes. Being able to have your family kind of living in suburban areas, which are a little calmer, maybe a little lower crime rate, perhaps, but then being able to work in the city center. That's the idea that I would have gone with. I think this one makes sense, but it does seem a bit specific to just one group of people. But in any case, the idea makes sense. So to conclude, the merits of modern communication and conveyance are far more than the demerits. I hope that in future, yeah, nice conclusion. I really like this ending here, and you did a good job, taking the kind of video strategy lesson to heart here with the conclusion. I just suggest reviewing the introduction strategy a little bit. It's a bit long. Okay, so let me think about the score here. I think you've done enough with the vocabulary to get up to that 7, but your grammar's still going to be stuck at, a 5 to 6. There's some basic mistakes that you're making that you need to start avoiding and just cleaning it up, as I said before. But you did a nice job with task achievement. I think enough for a 7. There's a couple of kind of odd moments here with like construction of new roads. It's a little bit strange. And I think cohesion and coherence, 6 to 7. It's going to depend on how much you get penalized for those kind of individual grammar mistakes connecting your ideas together. But the logic flows pretty well in this essay, so that's good. So overall, what do we got here? Maybe 7, 7, 6, 6, probably a 6.5 overall. Okay, so you're not quite up to that 7 level yet. I think grammar is one area that you really need to focus on cleaning it up. Okay, you have to write a lot more sentences that are accurate, that have no mistakes. Okay, so try to focus on 1 or 2 issues every week, and it takes time to improve your grammar when it comes to accuracy. So keep at it. I know it's a struggle to work on your grammar, but keep working at it.